Hi guys, it's the Bench Podcast, and we're coming to you live from our humble houses. Not in the recording studio, obviously due to coronavirus.
We're still back, guys. We're still giving you content.
Yeah, we'll try as hard as we can, obviously with the issues that are happening. But yeah, we'll keep delivering content, and obviously let us know in the comments what you want to see in the future. All that sort of stuff. And today we're joined with Ethan. Yeah, okay. We've got Kingy as well.
Hello.
He fast asleep.
He's on his bed. He's off asleep, and I'm here. Hello. So we might as well start talking about obviously how we're dealing with all the coronavirus stuff and how it's affecting football at the moment. But when we'll next see football? I mean, it's still. I'd say it's still probably a few months away. Maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because when they're saying that it's going to come back, the one it's the earliest to set, or when they're saying is the 30th of April, aren't they?
That's when the season. They're saying it should resume, but who knows?
But here's the thing, though. I watch other podcasts as well. I don't listen to ours because whatever.
I do. I'm a true fan.
But think about it logically, though, because football players, they've been in lockdown longer than us lot. So if they had a situation where, because they've been in lockdown longer, all the footballers have been tested and so forth and so on. Maybe they could just do all the games in a couple of weeks, like jam-packed games.
Well, and go on.
And just get the season over and done with.
Well, the rumour is now, I think it might be from the Independents, but what it was that they're planning on getting all the teams together, like taking them to like a quarantine type area. I think it's either in London or the Midlands, and they're going to play all the games in one go. I think, or over the space of a few weeks. I think. Obviously, there'll be no fans. It'll be behind closed doors. But
will it be televised?
I think I'd say so. Yeah, I think it's just to get the games finished and completed. So the season's obviously on the record, which I think at this current situation, it's probably the best you can hope for, really.
Then you've got to think, is a Championship doing that? Is League One doing that? Is League Two doing that? Is the Conference Leagues, non-league doing that? That's the problem.
Well, non-league. Well, just quickly on the non-league. I think it's below the Conference North and South. Their season's been voided completely.
Yeah,
personally, from my point of view, I think they should wait till at least May, review the situation, and then obviously if conditions are improved by then, maybe start playing in the stadiums.
Yeah.
And then if conditions improve again, maybe last few games, maybe have fans in, because it'd just be nice to have a few fans in at the end of the season.
That's the problem, though. It's
it's health risk, isn't it?
And also, when early on in the year, when you did see behind closed doors games, fans are still, because fans know about it happening, they're still congregating outside the stadium, so it's not really getting everyone's distances away from people. So I see if I had an undisclosed area where no one knows about it, no one can congregate outside where footballers are playing.
Well, I mean, there's many different suggestions and systems that people could use. I mean, you could always do a system where a stadium, maybe you could have certain rows that are full, then some aren't, and then stuff like that, or other suggestions that could be used.
I don't think the atmosphere would be the same, though. I don't think it'd be as good. I mean, it's easy maybe just to go with that atmosphere, get the games done, and then focus on the next season.
Maybe you could have a week of back into full games and see what it's like then. To try it.
It's just health risk, isn't it? You don't want to risk anyone's health.
It's too much early on.
Until you try, not obviously not now, obviously, but maybe later on. Maybe
they've been saying that. They've been saying that it's showing signs of the virus slowly slowing down.
Yeah,
so who knows what's going to happen?
I think they're saying it's curving now. It's starting to flatten. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's less. I think there's less confirmed cases, but it's slowly starting to become like that. So that can only be a good thing. So
Yeah, but they said they're still a couple of weeks away from the peak, so it could still rise again. And we've got
Oh
to
well,
respect.
yeah.
But I
It's,
think
it's
if you look
positive
at
that
it,
that'll happen though.
I reckon by the middle of April, I reckon we probably will be just on top of the peak. So you're hoping by like May, beginning of June, we could see the starting of football.
Yeah.
So we might only have to wait. I'd say about between 6 to 8 weeks, hopefully. Hope fingers crossed, obviously, but you never know, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, obviously, the whole point of this, obviously, to keep people safe. Obviously, the whole reasoning for it is obviously so people don't end up getting the virus and passing it on. And obviously, that's why everyone's on lockdown. And ultimately, you got to stay safe in all of this and make sure you don't go outside too often.
We do have an
Anyway,
episode, guys, though, but just want to end off everyone. Keep washing your hands. I think they're saying 20 seconds to wash your hands. So just sing happy birthday to yourself.
Yeah.
That's 20 seconds long. And
Or any song that's long enough for that, you know.
Yeah.
Could be long enough.
And then, just stay safe and stay inside. Just listen to the government guidelines, then everything should be fine. We'll be at the end of it.
Ethan, you got a beard?
I've always had a beard.
I was just
Not
wondering.
always.
He's like Lukaku Stormzy type mix, you know. It's like, that's what
I was
he's trying to
joking.
I don't know if to grow more into it, you know.
Might as well.
Might do.
I was joking with Angel
my hair.
today, saying that I'm going to shave all my hair off.
We ain't got none anyway.
Well,
I know,
you
you
I
need
was
to.
bald.
Why don't you grow it? When you grow it,
It's too much.
I'm growing.
My head will get
I'm
so
growing mine.
itchy.
but you've got another option. To be fair, unless you want to cut it yourself.
There's no way I'm
My
cutting
dad might
myself.
cut it soon.
Nah, mate.
I'm not
Was he
cutting my
is he barber or something? Is
No,
he
he used to cut
qualified?
my hair when I was little.
George,
Okay.
are you going to cut your own hair?
Nah, I ain't cutting my hair. No.
God,
leave it.
classic Venet. It's coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Get
Pop it.
my long hair, mate. I loved it.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is becoming like life now. So what we want to talk about today with this podcast, it's going to be more on, say, so following on from last week's one about the players who didn't really like prove footballers, the failed wonder kids. It's now we decided to go this week players who are underrated. So players who everyone
Okay.
like ultimately not doing well for their clubs, but ultimately
You're a bit jittery, Benny, by the way. Is it jittery for you, Kingy?
is
I don't know, not too bad.
Okay, but I think unless anyone didn't hear, we're going to talk about underrated players. So who wants to go first?
go on, one of you two go first. So I need to get my list up. I've got
No, you go first.
anyway.
You go first, okay.
Basically, obviously, like we're going to now list some underrated players. If you go over, is it in the Premier League or we all just in
Let's just
general?
do Premier League and in our generation, so 98
Okay,
downwards.
So like from then, Premier League, obviously we're going to list a number of players that we feel that were underrated, and obviously this is going to be a difficult subject because some people won't agree, but some people will. So but obviously that's what opinions are for. It's good to voice your own opinions about stuff like this because it's a good friendly debate.
Yeah.
Well, friendly in quotation marks. Sometimes it depends on the player. It can get quite heated. Yeah.
But so what I'm going to do is I'll look at first player. I'm going to start off with underrated. I'm going to start off in the 2000s, so from 2000 to 2009. I think a player that I think was underrated back then, and I think was actually quite a really good player. I'm trying to think. I'd probably say someone like a Michael Essien from Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good shout.
I mean, I know he was a good player for Chelsea.
He plays for Makaleli, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was in the same team. I thought he was in the same team as McAlely, though.
If there's any Chelsea fans watching, but what they thought of him, because I actually thought, like, watching it, it's been like 10 years, isn't it? So it's difficult to remember games. But I think as a player, like the one I was thinking, I just think to myself, well, I think he was quite good for Chelsea. He always seemed to be in the starting lineup. He always seemed to be quite consistent, which I think is kind of what like McAleny was. I think, obviously, if we look at some of the holding midfielders at Chelsea about the workhorses in their team, McAleny, Kante, basically players that you'd say were very good players. But I think Essien may not be quite as good as them, but I don't think he's too far off.
Michael Essien had 168 appearances for Chelsea.
Not as many as you think, actually. I thought he was there longer.
Mm.
We've played more games.
I'm sure he was hit by a lot of injuries.
Yeah. I remember there's a time he was loaned out to Real Madrid, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that. And then
who replaced Makaleli
Yeah.
when he towards the end of his career when he had a lot of injuries and everything.
See, I thought they played together at one point. I have a memory. They might
They
have
probably
played
did.
together at one point. Yeah, I was going to say.
I remember at one point, Essien played right back for Chelsea, I think, if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I'm gonna name another player
that
I thought was underrated.
We do top three.
Yeah, so that's the same as last week.
Top three. Okay. Player that I've always thought was quite underrated, and I thought was actually quite a good player. Ji-sung Park.
Oh,
Decent Park.
Ji-sung Park.
Obviously, Ethan appreciates that.
what a legend!
And the reason why I say that is honestly Park was a bit like Essien in a sense, but obviously offered more an attacking sense.
Could play anywhere.
Literally, Park was just like an absolute. Like Sir Alex Ferguson loved him. You could see why. He's one of those players that would just work for you. He would always give 100%. He'd never ever.
134 appearances, 19 goals for United.
I thought he scored more than that.
He didn't score a lot of goals, but he scored a lot of important goals, I remember.
Yeah, he did score.
I remember
he was around for a lot. Did I sign for PSV?
Yeah.
2007?
2005, actually.
Even though
Park. But Park was a really good player, and I think he was always like whatever he did, he always helped the team out. I never really see him hindering the team. He'd never come on and ruin the team. He'd always be a reliable player, and that's what you need sometimes. I mean, he reminds me now, like I think Henderson's like that for Liverpool now. He's always a reliable player for Liverpool. Like he never really,
I would say Henderson's maybe better than Park cause obviously he's got that. Obviously, what Park's got, but also he's got the leadership quality as well that Park maybe didn't have.
Yeah, I know Henderson's probably better, but what I'm saying is they're both reliable. They were reliable players for their clubs. Like you can rely on.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Every player has that one player that's under the radar and
high energy.
Yeah.
Workhorse. Yeah.
And then the third player I'm going to go for, this is going to be this decade, which is not going to be easy, but the third player I'd say who I think is underrated now, I'm going to go with someone in this calendar year of the season. I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Roman Saiz at Wolves.
Okay.
I can't know.
Okay, that's a strange one, but go on.
And the reason why I say that is because since he's got centre back for Wolves this season, it's really suited him. Like him, Bolly, and Cody have formed a really good partnership.
Cody's quite underrated.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
but I just think
we need him squad, to be honest.
But I think Saiz, he's a really good player. And but he's a player that can always, you can rely on him to, when his first season he was a bit on and off, but he's got gradually better over these time at Wolves, and I think now he's a really good player for him. And
haven't they converted him more into like a defender than a?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He plays more centre half.
Yeah, because he started out as a defensive mid, didn't he? At first.
I think it's more of the current issues, the injury issues that Wolves have a centre back, really.
Yeah, possibly.
And they do need someone who can play with the ball and who's better than a defensive midfielder.
It's because Den Donker's like that as well, because he started his career as a defensive mid, and then obviously he's now gone back. He's now more of a like a centre back alongside Cody and Saiz, really. But yeah, that's fair enough. That's not a decent three, to be fair.
I mean, I probably could have thought someone better if I probably thought about it, but people just thought.
He just popped in your head.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, no, okay. Do you want to go next, Ethan, or?
No, after you, mate.
Okay, then. Right, first one, I'm going to say Edin Dzeko.
Ooh, that's a really good
I
one.
tell you
That's a
what,
really good one.
I tell you what, Edin Dzeko is underrated in modern football more than what people think. Because obviously he shot to prominence when he was at Wolfsburg when they won the league. I think what year was he? I've got it up here.
2011. 2011.
No, that's when he went to City. 2008-9, they won the Bundesliga.
Oh, sorry.
One second. Carry on talking.
Yeah, that's fine. Because he won the league with Wolfsburg. But I think he had a good partner in Grafita. He's I don't know how you pronounce his name, but there's a Brazilian striker who he did quite well with. I think his name's Grafita.
At Wolfsburg.
Anyway. Yeah, and then obviously went to City in 2011. Obviously, everyone knew he wouldn't displace Aguero really, because obviously Aguero's what he is. He's a quality striker.
I know one of the best games he had was against us when they beat us 6-1.
Oh God, yeah.
That one,
side.
yeah. I remember because he offers a lot off the bench as well. Because obviously you have Aguero who's more of a finisher, but then Dzeko's more a presence. Like up front, he's obviously much stronger up front, and obviously can knock defenders off the ball and lay people off. So it was a good alternative to have. And then obviously at Roma, he's been brilliant at Roma, scoring goals for fun in the Champions League, and he's been quite a reliable striker. So
I know he scored a couple against you, didn't he, when they played you a couple of seasons ago?
I remember in that game we beat them 3-2. I can't remember if he scored that game.
5-2.
No, it was the one where Coutinho scored when Company sliced the ball to him. I can't remember if he scored that day.
No, I thought you were about. I thought it was on like when he played for Roma.
I know. Yeah, he scored against Roma in the Champions League semi as well when we got Madrid in the final. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, that's one anyway. That's one of my players I'd have. And then if we go a bit further down, I've got a little list here. I was trying to pick out a decent player I haven't seen.
Best
It's all
prepared.
It's all right. It's fine. I'd say another player that's quite underrated in football is
Adam Cottrell.
I mean, what can you say? I'm struggling now. I'm trying to think of one who's really good. So it's really underrated.
Party notifications, dear lady.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by House Party, but if House Party do want to sponsor us,
okay, I've got one.
Text.
Right, this one's a bit more of a throwback. Like this is right around about, I'll say mid to late 90s.
Can I guess it?
If you want to, yeah, go on. This is mid to late 90s, by the way. So
did he play in the Premier League?
Yes, he has played in the Premier League.
Yeah, he has played in the Premier
League. Did you play in the clubs for any? Did you play in the clubs that we support?
No.
Was it Emmanuel Petit?
No. I'll give you a hint. He's English.
You play in the England squad? Dwight York's not English.
Oh, not Dwight York. He's from Trinidad and Tobago, isn't he?
Oh, I thought he was English.
Nicole? No. I'll tell you because you're not even close. Matt Letizia at Southampton.
He's rated?
Well, not for England, he wasn't. Not for England, he wasn't. He was overlooked by England easily.
Okay.
And obviously, it doesn't help. It doesn't help the fact that he was at Southampton for the whole of his career as well. So,
legend.
He's legend for Southampton, but obviously he never made it for England, did he? He didn't play too many. Hang on, let me just check his England record quickly. Because of what I've read up on him, his record's quite poor. To be fair,
for England.
Yeah, Letizia, yeah. But obviously for Southampton, he's been known for keeping him out of relegation battles back in the day. Obviously, he's basically Mr. Southampton at this point.
What he is, Mr. Southampton?
He's probably the best player of all time. But obviously, in terms of England, he's never really played. He only played 8 games for England.
Well, you got to think back then. Who was he against? Like top of my head, put against Alan Shearer, Andy Coles.
Well, no, he's a midfielder. So think of the midfielders you've got.
I thought was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty
midfielder?
Sure. I saw he
was forward. Before a 10. A 10 before a 10 was
attacking
invented.
Attacking mid. So you've got Paul Gascoigne, who's probably towards the end of his time.
Scholes.
Scholes, yeah, he was coming in at that time. McManaman,
Gerrard.
Steve McManaman at Liverpool. No,
Mm.
not Gerrard. No,
Not Gerrard, sorry. No.
I'd say maybe Steve McManaman
Beckham?
as well. But Beckham, maybe, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's
John
another one. I mean,
Barnes.
nah, he was
more winger, wasn't he?
retirement. Nah, he was centre mid by that point. He retired by then. Retired for England anyway. But no, I mean, obviously for
Stan
Southampton,
Collymore play for England.
he's a striker.
Did he play?
Not really, no.
No.
He had a couple of like problems off the field, I think, which is what
He was good, he was, all right, isn't he?
Carry on, Billy.
He was alright for Liverpool,
Roll the
but
clock
anyway,
here.
no, it's fine. I mean, obviously, Southampton, he had a good record, 443 appearances, 161 goals, which is good for them, obviously. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say that's all you can say about him, really.
What's your last guy?
For me, Sufyan Boufal's the best Southampton player ever. Quality player.
Okay, so the last player, I'm going to say, I'm going to go Liverpool player here.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to say...
John Arisa.
No, not John Arisa. He's
John
okay.
Fanning.
No. So
Jay Spearing. Johnny Spearing.
Crap. Jay Spearing, no. I'm going to say in the current team.
Carriers.
No, this is the current team. I'm going to say...
Gigi Wijnaldum.
Yeah, Wijnaldum, yeah. I'd agree with that, yeah. Obviously, out of the obviously you got Henderson, the captain. You got Fabinho as the defensive midfielder, who's just basically brilliant. But then you got Wijnaldum. It doesn't really. It's hard to imagine like what he offers like early on. But then look at his goal scoring attributes against Barcelona, for example. He scored 2 in that.
Why are you eating biscuits, Kingy? I'm sorry.
I was going to do something there. Kingy, stop eating. Stop eating, mate.
Kingy, unless we're sponsored by anyone that does biscuits, you don't eat biscuits. End of.
Hobnobs.
Oh, Hobnob sponsor us, come on, boys.
Doing free advertisements.
Anyway, so Gini Wijnaldum. Obviously, no one really knows what he offers from first glance. But then, if you look back at his previous games, you got Barcelona the double that got us back into the game in the Champions League last season. You've basically just got also got a hard-working midfielder.
You do need those hard workers.
I remember it against Arsenal. I think it might have been in 2017. I think he absolutely destroyed the Arsenal midfield that game.
When is that? Playing for Newcastle. I'm sure Newcastle made a comeback and Wijnaldum scored quite a few goals.
He got double figures for Newcastle that season. I remember he scored. I think he scored 4 goals against Norwich. No, 15, 16.
Yeah, but George, the Arsenal midfield wasn't that good.
It's only Arsenal.
Yeah, it was.
Small club.
Oh, that's a shot there. Come on, that's a shot at all Arsenal fans.
Yeah, but
I mean, obviously he's still playing, so obviously he could do more with his career. But
how old is he now? Like 28.
At the end of the day, he's
27.
I think he's probably my favourite.
I think
he's probably my favourite Liverpool. I think he's probably my favourite Liverpool player. Gini Wijnaldum. I think he's a really good player, personally.
Yes.
Yeah. I like Gini Wijnaldum.
He's 29.
Honestly, if Man United had Gini Wijnaldum, I'd be like gassed. That's how good he is.
That's true. I think that kind of player is what United miss.
Do you know what he's like? He reminds me of Herrera, but I think he's better than Herrera. Yeah. In terms of goals. Going forward.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's not. I don't think
Wijnaldum still.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Herrera defensively was better, but going forward, but Wijnaldum's good at defensively, but going forward, Wijnaldum was loads better than Herrera.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's an important part of the midfield engine that we have. Because obviously, we haven't got a proper playmaker there. It's more like they all work hard for each other.
Have you heard about Sancho?
This goes so off topic.
You heard about him, man?
Yes, I have.
I know it is.
Carry on, George. Oh, you finished, haven't you, Ethan? No.
Yeah, I finished. Yeah, that's it then. That's what
I'm quickly go for because we don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to say it off the bounce. So my 3 is Chicharito Hernandez.
Good show.
Fernandinho for City.
Javier
I
Hernandez.
think he's rated. I think he's quite rated. City fans rate him a lot.
Yeah, City fans do, but I think he's one of the best defensive. I think it's probably the best defensive midfielder in the world, to be quite honest.
No.
Nah,
There's better
he's
ones
not.
than him.
Nah, there's better than
And
Fernandinho.
the one
Tony
and only
Kroos, Luka Modric.
Mr. Underrated himself, Michael Carrick.
I
You
mean,
keep
I know
picking
you
on
love Michael
United
Carrick.
players.
Because
I know, yeah.
there's
This
a
isn't
lot
the
of,
Man United podcast.
okay.
Literally,
Let me say
I'll
some
pick-
of the ones. I
I'll
think
pick
Connor
one.
Cody's underrated. Who else underrated? Top of my head. Giroud. Giroud's a massively underrated player, I think.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
No, he's got more
Similar
goals for
similar
France
to
than
Pacheco.
Benzema.
Has he?
Yeah. I saw it online today.
It's because I think the reason why people underrate him is because sometimes he goes on like some. There's times where he doesn't score that often. Like I think in the World Cup where France won,
He's got
I don't think he scored at all, did he?
Axel Witsel, underrated.
We're not doing Bundesliga.
Oh no, we're not, are we?
No,
But
these are all players who've been in the Premier League.
like, if we go quickly glance over those kind of players like Hernandez, I remember his first season in like 2010-11 season for United. The amount of goals he scored for us that
Do you know
that
who he reminds me
season.
of? Fernandez.
Go on.
Solskjaer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like the amount of times he came off the bench and scored.
Mm.
That's another
Yeah,
one
he
he's
reminds me of
underrated himself.
Solskjaer.
Ali.
Ollie.
And then Fernandinho. I know he's rated by.
But Solskjaer.
Go on.
No, because the only thing is with Solskjaer, obviously he's got that Champions League final goal. Can you really count him as underrated? He'll be known for that.
No, Solskjaer's not.
I think Solskjaer had the most goals coming off the bench for
He scored.
for a club.
He scored 144 goals for Man United, George.
I know, but I'm not, that's what I'm saying. Is he underrated though?
Benny's saying he's rated, and that's a lot. And that's the problem
Yeah,
with a lot of
he's rated.
players.
He's rated, but I think Hernandez was quite similar because a lot of the times they were off the bench.
Possibly. I guess.
That's the problem with these kind of players. Like, for the clubs, the supporters, they rate them because obviously they're loyal fans to the clubs and they recognise these kind of players.
Yeah.
So
James Tarkowski at Burnley.
I think he's rated.
By Burnley fans. Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. I think who else would you say?
That's what I'm trying to think now. People.
Okay.
Tom Cantwell? No, he's rated, isn't he?
He's rated.
Yeah, obviously the Norwich youth team. Obviously, they're like more wonder kids, aren't they? Who knows what happened to them still?
Tyrone Mings.
He's rated.
No, he's one of Villa's main players.
Yeah.
Milivojevic, Palace maybe, but anyway.
We can go long. We can go on and on.
That's a decent shout.
Yeah, Milivojevic at
Palace. Say a couple more. One more each.
Okay, go on then.
I already said mine. Giroud.
Okay, Giroud. Okay. I'll go next, and I'm going to go with. Trying to think. I'm going to go with John Fleck for Sheffield United.
John Fleck.
Mate,
Okay.
to be fair.
Okay, all right. Well, you know.
John Fleck has been one of them. As honestly, like he's a worker. He's a
worker.
He honestly, like some of the games I've seen him play, and like he's like adored by the fans. And
fair enough.
Why? Because all that team work together, but he's like really good.
I'll have Milivojevic as my one. But anyway, we could go on all night. I think we'll probably stop it there. To be fair, so I mean, obviously this is early days for this setup. And
we've got a list of content ideas, but if anyone's got any ideas, just give us some. We're still getting used to doing it online thing.
Yeah, put it in the comments section. Maybe message one of us. Obviously, our Instagram accounts are dotted about somewhere on the channel. If you need to message us, just make sure you give us some.
And as King is mouthing, like and subscribe and
share like and subscribe.
Podcast.
Yeah.
And also, you need to subscribe to Georgie's OnlyFans account.
Oh God!
Why you put? Oh, for God's sake! Just
stop,
mate. But anyway, right, we're wrapping this up. Right, yeah, this keeps going. Right,
so might have some guests as well soon. So
we might have a guest we might have a guest next week, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah. Anyway, so before we go, stay safe. Make sure you wash your hands. Don't go out. Only go out once for exercise. That's it, really. Just keep watching our channel as well. That's the best way to survive this.
All the best, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. So goodbye from Kingy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Ethan.
Yeah.
Goodbye from me, and we'll see you next time.
Good evening, everybody. A pleasure and a privilege, as always, to be at Anfield, where we are hoping for another miracle like Istanbul. Shaqiri, in his own half, rolls it square towards Matip. Mitchell Van. John there. Up to Mane. Mistake. Mane into the area. Great skill. Henderson's in the box. Henderson. City
celebrating. The party really is just getting started. I've had to wait